Hi everyone, if you are a subject matter expert, a business owner who wants to improve your branding authority on social media, you need to have quality ideas about your industry, product, or service on a consistent basis. However, the problem today is not about content scarcity, it's about content overload. Social media, newsletters, blogs, there's so much information out there, so much noise, it's nearly impossible to keep up, let alone stand out. And now, with all these AI tools, blogging tools, AI social media repliers pumping out so much more generic, rehashed content, the internet is getting louder but not necessarily smarter. But here's the opportunity. If you are a founder, expert, or operator with real insight, you don't need to add to the noise. You need a system that amplifies your thinking clearly and consistently. Hi, I'm Tony Tong. I'm a founder of an AI agency where I help businesses boost productivity through smart automation. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a signal curator system, a simple AI-powered workflow that turns your daily notes, voice notes, podcasts, top thought leaders that you follow, and converts that into strategic content that positions you as a go-to expert in your space. Here you can see that this is an example of one of the articles that I have created from my workflow, and this didn't come from brainstorming for a few hours. They came from me refining the ideas I've already captured during the week, from the tweets that I follow, from some podcasts, from some Substack articles, from some writers that I like to read from in my circle. Just that I've made them sharper, more distilled, and deeply aligned with my brand. Right, I think what's unique here is that I didn't just rehash, collect a bunch of data from the web and get an AI to say, hey, from this data, write me new tweets or new posts or new ideas from social media. What I did was I actually took it, then I added my own voice into it, whether it's my background experience, whether it's my past, my past cultural, personal experiences, certain ups and downs in my life, my unique background. These are things that actually create a moat around content, around my style of content. Of course, it's also contextualized because it's pulling in real-time data, real things other people are talking about, what's popular now and what is, in the market and what are people talking about nowadays. Okay, so before I break down how this signal curator system work, I just want to share some of the challenges I face myself before I build a system like that. One challenge I face when writing my content on LinkedIn, on Twitter, is that I tend to have writer's block. If I don't start with any idea, I just write from a blank page, the productivity of writing is actually dropped by 40% based on the science. Sometimes I look at amazing tweets, viral tweets from other people, and I think, hey, other people have already said it better, what more can I add on to it? That's also a challenge, a mental challenge. Another one is that I don't have time to write daily. I'm sure many busy people have this challenge as well. One more concern is that, AI content feels so generic. I just read it, I know it's not written by that person. All these things around authentic voice, personal branding, which might deter some people from using AI. And lastly, also, I've got this myself, is that I'm not even sure what my own voice is yet, which is quite interesting, especially for newcomers, people who are just starting out writing their brand, writing their personal articles in their niche. It's a very common challenge. And the system that I've created is able to solve many of these challenges in their own unique way. So I'm just going to go through the process here and show you how it works. I've created the workflow in NaN as a total, and it looks something like that. Okay, it looks a bit complicated, but it's essentially 3 core workflows, which I'll break down and share step by step. The first part is that we need a source of data from elsewhere. So in my case, I've actually used an RSS feed. Essentially, it's just a syndicate that collects a bunch of new tweets, new articles from a few selected, curated people that I follow online. So essentially, it's just a list of data, right? This is like my input data. It runs every 3 days, and it updates it over time as these new thought leaders write new data. I have a filter here that filters for the latest data, and here I package into code that I pass down this workflow, right? And then just to share before I move on, you can see that there's a link here for this app that I'm using, RSS app. There's this link that essentially it's a website that is updated based on the latest data from all the curated people that I follow. So if I can run it myself, you'll be able to see it has all the information actually here as well in the XML format. Okay, so after I've done that, I then aggregate the data and then run it through an AI agent. So the cool thing about this workflow is that the first part here, sure, we do have an AI agent that takes all this data and then starts to say, it does this thing what I call naming what others only feel, right? Beyond just saying summarize the data, beyond just saying what are unique insights, it tries to find the underlying deeper stuff, maybe even the unspoken stuff, the things in between the lines, as it reached through all this content. So you see here, it came up with a few ideas from the tweets that it came up from Levels, from Cody. There's a bunch of people I follow on Twitter, right? There's a bunch of stuff here, and then there's some data that I've created. How does this affect people emotionally? What's the context here? For example, achievement as quiet isolation, right? These are like thoughts that are implicitly implied when some of these thought leaders write about things. So in a sense, it's collecting ideas, distilling them, and putting them in a table here. I have a table here where I collect all these raw ideas from these thought leaders, right? In this case, we added a couple here. You can see services, collection, just show you a couple here. Right, and in my circle, I follow a lot of startup founders, a lot of marketers, coders, a lot of people in psychology. So a lot of my content revolves around that. But of course, you can take any thought leaders in your own industry, people you follow and respect and admire, and then build it around their content as well. Okay, yep. Okay, yes, now we've seen it. So you can see here that these 5 were the new ideas that just came from this set of RSS feed that is always refreshed. Right, so you can interestingly, you can see some insights already. So this is firstly the AI helping me summarize information. I think this is the first key part in the whole process. Summarizes it, and then it isolates out potential ideas that I now look at, and then I say, hey, is there something that resonates with me? Is it something that I can add a unique voice to? So I just read through, right? Okay, I like this, the 44 and 45. So what I do here is I tick a box here that marks it as potential signal. So this is me saying I don't choose all the ideas that AI has isolated. I just pick the ones that I like, and then I reach step 2 of it, where I refine the idea and combine it with my own insight. Because up to this point, I've not even added in any of my own insights. All right. So now what we have here is we have a schedule trigger. What it does is it takes those new rows that I have just ticked, and it runs through a second AI. So the AI here is a different function. The first AI was to distill ideas. This AI its goal is to actually create a set of interview questions based off the particular idea that I was filtered. Okay, so I'm just going to go to my email. Yes, so you can see it sent me an email. And this is like a two-way thing, right? Because it needs my input as to how to improve and refine this idea a bit more to make it truly mine and unique. And it also has a bunch of questions here, as you can see here, which I've designed the AI to ask me to really pick out why did this idea resonate with me. And I think this part is very important when it comes to any form of social media branding. You need to find a way to put in your unique opinions and thoughts into the system. You can't just take a bunch of data and expect that the AI can, sure, it can generate pretty good insights, but without your authentic voice, it's very hard to create long-term, consistent, and sustainable content that truly resonates with a particular audience. Okay, so what I'll do here is I'll actually have to reply to this. So I'm just going to do the actual question. So when I click reply, it will, I'll just copy the questions over here, and then I'll just answer them. Okay, what is I think B, yeah, B and C. All right. So for example, I think what do you notice? I would say A. Yep. What do you personally respond to the A? I would say A for myself. Sometimes B also. A first, then B. I rarely think of C. Yeah, as my first instinct is to doubt myself. Alright, so I can just answer a short, multiple choice option. You can also give more lines here. Obviously, more data here you share, the more the AI is able to understand why I chose what I chose, what's my take on different facets of this issue. Right? And it's quite cool because I didn't have to think at all about how to add on. In this case, I'm just being posed and questions, and it's easier for me to answer and give feedback when I'm posed questions. I think this reduces the friction mentally a lot in creating new content. just let me add something here. What about, I think in professional circles, it's a lot about dating up and being and following. You are the average of the 5 people you hang out with most. Yeah, okay. So I'll just put there. Let's see. What drives your need to feel unconditional belonging? Wow, that's a deep question. I would say A. I feel this more for personal relationships. What do you think is the most valuable about you in traditional relationship? Wow, that's a good question. I've not thought of it this way before. I would say A then C. If it's transactional, then even if I provide the right emotional energy, it still feels like an exchange for the sake of it. Okay. Yeah, so there is some multiple choice questions I've said. There's also some open-ended ones. So you have this balance of, easy choice of questions versus those that you want to really go deep in. Okay, I'm just going to quickly go on because I want to show you all the whole workflow instead of just sticking to one. But the point here is having an interview process to skip all that thinking and quickly synthesizing ideas around this thought. In primary school, I was dating girls even before I knew I was dating. What was dating and being accepted by different girls at that age made me feel like relationships were easy and okay, so I'll just write that and then I'll just send this. Of course I can answer the last 2 questions, but I'm just going to skip it. So I sent this email, and when that happens, it triggers one of the webhooks inside here. So this trigger triggers every minute. It will check every minute in my inbox if there is a new email. So I'll wait for the minute. Yes, it's done. Okay. No, didn't get it. No, this one, yes. Yes, it got it. Okay, so I set the webhook here to run every minute. So every minute it will check my inbox for any new email sent. And I just sent an email. So right now it's going through the third process, which is essentially taking my interview transcript, psychoanalyzing it, drawing out my thoughts, mental models, underlying beliefs, and interpreting my opinions in a deeper way, as to give this whole insight a very personal, very grounded side to it. Okay, I'm going to show you what the AI thought about my answer. Okay, let's see. There's an error with it, but I believe the AI already finished the analysis. So here, let's see. So you see it delivered the email, as you can read here, and this is actually what the AI thought about me based on that answer I just gave in the email. Fear of conditional embellishment amplified by productivity. Okay, I think that's quite a pretty good summary of my answers just now. Self-doubt as a default lens, preference. Yep, I can see this. So you can see all this, how much deeper did this AI just help me? All I just gave was a bunch of answers. I didn't really think about all this, but when I read it, I feel like it's quite like me, right? I can relate to it and worldviews and beliefs I have. And with this is then combined with another final AI agent that combines all the thoughts here to create a final output. So in this case here, I've actually ran it into my Google Drive. So I can just open it here to show you. So this is the one that's created from this particular interview here. Yeah. If my worth is tied to what I produced, when do I just get to be enough, right? That's the core one-liner of this whole particular raw idea, right? Individual math. Yeah, okay. I think it's okay. I feel like I like the previous one better, to be very honest, but I think this is still pretty good. To be fair, I did jump through some of the questions in the interview series because I'm recording a video now, but I still think this is quite a good process, right? In summary, what happened was we took a bunch of data externally from RSS feed, summarized it, and then the AI handpicked a few ideas. I chose one of them, and then it sent me this email for me to give me an interview to do. I've done the email, I sent it back, and then I get back this one pager showing the core idea and how I think about it, where's my place in it, how I relate to it, and then me adding in my own input as well. Okay. Yeah, so I've also created the template of this. There's an opening passage. There's also actionable shifts as well, like things that I can do to change or to shift to a better place, right? So these are some of the things that are quite personal. This one feels a bit too personal development, but there's others that can be about like startup stuff, can be about things about your industry, could be different topics. It really depends. But the point here is that it creates content that is uniquely you. It also writes on the back of news in the outside as well. So that's the whole workflow. Yep. I think the key takeaway here for you guys is that what you can see here is I use AI in different ways, right? In one instance, AI is helping me distill ideas and to summarize things so that I don't have to spend time reading all the articles. In another case, AI is actually being an interviewer. It looks at the raw idea and it comes up with a bunch of questions to help me get more ideas. It's not trying to, it's not trying to guess what I'm trying to say. It's not trying to create its own raw, unique idea. It's trying to interview me and pull out and extract the best information from me to combine with this, right? And then below, you have an AI that analyzes my interview answers and comes up with the underlying beliefs. And then finally, you have an AI that summarizes and synthesizes everything together. So I've used the AI models in 4 different ways, in 4 different parts of the pipeline. And you see how this creates this whole process where I can look at raw ideas and then distill them, get asked a bunch of questions about the idea and let the AI just do the heavy lifting. And when I have this type of output, I can do a few things with it, right? Let's say I'm a writer, I can post this, right? If I'm posting on LinkedIn or social media, I can get AI again to write a bunch of tweets, LinkedIn posts, maybe even script the web to find references or stories that relate to this or build upon this idea and populate a full-blown article as well. So these are just some of the things that can be done. This is one of the interesting Signal Curator tools that I've created. It's helped me to refine my ideas. It's helped me to feel that I'm not just consuming content from other people. I won't feel like less of everyone is writing very well and it's very clear there's no extra place where I can add input. There's a lot of friction reduced, right? Think about all the times when I was writing my posts, I would say like, oh, I don't know what to write. It's a blank piece of paper. What else can I add to the system? I don't have time and all that. It's very fast. And I really thought about a lot about the interview process because I wanted to make it as frictionless as possible. So I decided to just make it an email format because it's always saved in my email. When I'm free, I can just go to it, choose an interview I want to do, and then just answer and send it back, knowing that the moment I click send, I'll get a refined idea out of the way. Okay? So this is the end of this video. I hope this was valuable, and if you like this video, please press the subscribe button below. And if you want to talk to me and my team about how we can use AI to improve your productivity, save time, and also write great content as a thought leader, do book a call with me in the link below. Thank you.